Hello, learners. Greetings to you all. You are welcome to the 455 class. In this lesson, I will be taking you on understanding the basis of entrepreneurship and innovation in business startups. My name is Yunusa Ojekunle. Um, Join me as we go through these lessons together. So, as we forge ahead, this session objective is about revealing the nature, importance, and characteristics of entrepreneurship, innovation, and entrepreneurs. So let's do this before we go ahead. I would like to know your nature and characteristics as learners in participating in this course. What is your nature like? What is your characteristics? What defines you? What do you think if people say will represent you as a learner, as individual? So let's engage ourselves in 2 minutes discussion. So whatever you feel that people will talk about you that will represent you, kindly put it on the chat and let's brainstorm about it just for 2 minutes. Just for 2 minutes as we forge ahead. Thank you. So, I believe we have been able to put something down about our nature and characteristics. So, let's go ahead. Nature and characteristics of entrepreneurship. The first question that should come to your mind is what is entrepreneurship? Why do we say entrepreneurship? It's in vogue now that entrepreneurship development, entrepreneurs, because of our economic situation and unemployment that is ravaging, you know, Nigerian youth and the population. So entrepreneurship is in vogue and it's really trending. So what is it about? Let me tell you, entrepreneurship, I can put it here, is about opportunity identification and your ability as an individual to harness resources. There's what we call OPB and OPM. OPB, it's about, you know, opportunity identification, using opportunity identification and opportunity maximization. So when you are able to identify opportunity, it's not just enough for you to identify opportunity. Have you been able or will you be able to maximize, the opportunity that you have? So it is one thing to identify opportunity. It is one thing to maximize the opportunity. So as an aspiring entrepreneur, potential entrepreneur, it's very important for you to be able to identify opportunity. And you can only do that when you see problems. From problems, you can see opportunities, ideas that will transform to businesses. So when you identify, how are you going to harness the resources to ensure that this business idea or this idea you that is ruminating in your mind, is put together to become something viable that can transform to businesses. So it's about opportunity identification and opportunity maximization. It is very key. Another way of looking at nature and characteristics of entrepreneurship, it can connote an act of developing an idea, or you create a product out of the idea and sustaining the product and services. So it's an act of developing an idea, it's an act of creating a product out of the idea and sustaining the product and services coming out of the idea. So you must be able to follow through these three, processes for us to regard you as an entrepreneur and as a person, practicing entrepreneurship. So it's also an act and an act an heart and an act. An heart is about creativity, putting your dexterity together, and an act is about performing. It's about following the procedure, the processes of creating value and getting rewards for the value you are creating. So entrepreneurship is about creating innovative enterprise and sustaining enterprise. So the question I put out to you is as someone who has been engaging in one entrepreneurship activities or the other, is your business innovative? Some people are say they say they are involved in buying and selling. I'm an entrepreneur because by virtue of my the services I render, I buy goods, I sell goods. That defines you defines you as an entrepreneur. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll get to that. So the question that is right for you is your business innovative? Think about that. So entrepreneurship is about business development and growth. So when you develop a business, when you grow a business, there's no way you will not create an employment. You must create employment opportunities for people because you cannot run a business alone. So if your business is innovative and is growing and you want to sustain it, you must create employment. So it goes hand in glove. So it's very important that we know this as part of the nature and characteristics of entrepreneurship. Another thing is you must achieve all of this irrespective of the resources at your disposal as an entrepreneur. Irrespective of the resources you have, you must be able to develop an idea. You have to be able to create an enterprise out of it. You must be able to sustain it, putting all resources you have together. So like like I mentioned the OPB. Another way you can look at OPB and OPM is other people's brain and other people's other people's materials. You can, when you're trying to put your resources together, you can use other people's brain. You don't have the wherewithal, but you can leverage on what other people has to offer, bringing a formidable team and using other people's brain and using other people's resources, to achieve your goal at the end of the day. So it is very important. This acronym is very important as a part of the nature and characteristics of entrepreneurship. Let's go ahead. Whoever practices entrepreneurship is an entrepreneur. I hope you agree with me. So if you are creative, if you are innovative, if you are a risk taker, if you are resilient, if you are dogged, if you have the zeal, the vibe for startup creation, endure unpredictability, you want to be an enterprise sustainer, you are on the path of becoming an entrepreneur. So you must have all of these characteristics. Very, very important. You must be dynamic, you must be adaptable, you must be visionary, you must be opportunity driven, you must be passionate and committed to that cause. You can't leave it a second. You have to be committed, you have to be disciplined about it, and must be dogged. An entrepreneur builds value chain. Building value chain has to do with transforming your idea into numerous products. At every product, it's creating opportunities for people, creating values for people. So you must be able to build value chain with your ideas, with your product. You must be able to repackage and rebrand old businesses into unique ones. If you are not going to create a blue ocean strategy, a new business entirely that can disrupt the market, you must be able to repackage and rebrand old businesses into unique ones. Of course, you must be able to build a brand that at the end of the day will become an household name. This is very important. Coca-Cola has become an household name. There are a lot of products out there. There are a lot of LG. There are a lot of products and services that have become an household name. That if you are looking for a particular product, probably in the confectionery space, you know the product you're talking about. Dangote cement has become uh, a brand and a household name for people. So your product must be able to become a brand and household, must be able to build the brand and become an household name. So it is very important you understand this aspect. So as an entrepreneur, you must be able to ideate. Ideation is very important. Your ideas, you must be able to put them together, and to know whether your ideas is worthwhile, you must be able to prototype that idea. Prototype that idea means bringing different things together to be able to put forward that idea. We must be able to see how you are able to put the ideas together and become something that is visible. That, oh, this is how you go from step one to step two to step three in a very paper form, or something you are able to build and we can see how the processes work. So that's prototype. You must be able to pilot test, take it to the field, take it to the market, and ask questions about this your prototype, this your idea, and see whether it's going to work. From there, you'll be able to get the strengths, the challenges, the weaknesses, and all other things that will make your idea works. It's very, very important. So when you come back from this field, from the field, you can then refine. You will refine, and when you refine, then you build that value after you have undertake all these processes. It is very, very important. Also, an entrepreneur, you must know that you fail forward and you rise up to succeed. You might encounter different challenges, but just know that you need to continue. As you fail forward. You don't fail backward. So you continue to rise up as you fall down, you rise up just to make sure that you succeed. It is very important that you get going when the going get tough. That's one of the strengths of an entrepreneur, and that's one of the driving motivation for an entrepreneur. So here is a very quick look at difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. Some of you say I'm an entrepreneur, whereas you're just a businessman. As a businessman, you buy 200 naira watermelon. The next thing you cut it to different sizes and you sell 400 naira. Just like the way this malam or this molar that sells the molars that sell watermelon on the street or in the market. Just cut it and sell to you. That's just a businessman. You buy 200, you make 400 from it. That's just an act of being a businessman. But as an entrepreneur, you buy the 200, you now look for different, you know, product and different ways you can make a product out of this 200 naira watermelon you have bought. So probably you're going to make it a juice. You're going to teach people how to make the juice and put the videos on your TikTok, on Instagram, on your YouTube, how to make juice with watermelon. You package it and you make this juice, you package it and you distribute it to different shop outlets. So there are different ways you can make money with the 200 naira watermelon you bought from the market. So that is an act of an entrepreneur. You see different ways you can build value chain with just that 200 naira watermelon and build different value chain. So if you are making a fruit, you may not be able to make it alone. You can secure services of one or two persons to help you, in making it, and then you go to your online platform, you teach people how to do it, and you generate traffic that you can fetch more income. So after this, you post it on your different social media, and people get to see it. So these are ways an entrepreneur think and can make, create more value out of that little resources. Yeah, I think I hope this makes sense to you, and you can begin to think about what you have been doing. Are you a businessman? And you think you are an entrepreneur? If you must go through all of these things, then you must see yourself. If you want to go through all of this, you must see yourself as an entrepreneur. It's very, very important. You are not just a businessman, you should be an entrepreneur because you need to create value chain. So this is very critical. I think we'll stop here, and in our next class we'll look at the nature and characteristics of innovation. Thank you for listening.